Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? My name is Bite, and this is going to be one of my first videos for today. I'm going to be jumping into some Starcraft 2. This game is going to be Polt versus sOs. Game 1, this game did happen a while ago, but Polt is one of my favorite players, and I love watching me some TvP, so we're going to have fun with these two today. And we shall see how it goes. Now, something I do want to do on my channel quite a bit is StarCraft cast, just because I love the game of StarCraft. I'm currently a Diamond Leaguer, and I play Terran. So yeah, my two favorite players are MVP and of course Polt, because who doesn't love Polt? So as soon as this game decides to load, we'll jump right in. Okay, here we go. So in the top left side, we're gonna have Polt. In the bottom right, we're gonna see sOs, who just recently won at BlizzCon, by the way, in case you are not aware, which you should be. Alright, and look, this game is going to be played on Bel'shir Vestige. I would say this map does favor the protoss a bit more than the Terran in a late game stance. In the mid game, the Terran does have a lot of advantages though. As you can see, the main base is quite big. Yeah, it's about average size, but there's a lot of room around in these areas to go ahead and drop out of medevacs if you can go ahead and get them in the right amount of time before those pylons are going to be down. First pylon's going down for sOs, and supply depot has been started for Polt. Pretty, well, obviously fairly standard so far. You're not going to see anything too cheeky right now. But why I was saying that it's kind of favoring Protoss in the late game is because it can be a lot harder for Terran to get those. With Terran, you want to be dropping with medevacs in a lot of places at once. And in a late game scenario, these three bases, they're not too far apart. If your army's positioned like right about here, then you're good to go defend your third and your natural's fine. And if you just keep a few high Templar in your main, you're going to be alright. If you expand up here, it can be more risky with getting harassment coming from here and up here. So usually you are going to see this base be taken first. So the barracks going down for Polt. Gas was, I'm going to say, was probably about 13 supply. So you can, it looks like it could be a Reaper opening just to go scout, which is another opening that's kind of iffy on this map just because there's really only this one jumping point. I think you can jump from here as well. But one Stalker is going to be able to zone out a Reaper very well. It looks like there's going to be an SCV scout. Oh no, there is the Reaper. So we'll see what he tries to get done with that. He's going to go be scouting for proxies, which actually is a great use for the Reaper. Looks like a probe scout's going to be coming out, and a zealot actually. So this should be fine for Polt. With the Reaper, that can obviously micro against the zealot all day. He's going to be dropping that command center on the low ground, which can be kind of risky. But with everything Polt's going to see right now, he's going to know he's just fine to go ahead and do that. Mothership core has just been started, and Polt's able to see that with that little animation coming up from the Nexus. Second gas has been started, and an expansion thrown down. So it does look like both of these players are going to be gearing up for a macro game. By the way, I'm going to hide that. He also pulled out of gas, which is interesting. That just tells us he's going to be throwing down a couple more barracks. And maybe, oh, he just put them back in. But I was going to say, maybe if he wanted to get a little more greedy, he could go ahead and throw down a third CC. We do see a pylon coming over here from sOs, which is kind of interesting. I doubt there's going to be maybe a Stargate, but even that would be fairly late, and he doesn't quite have the money for it. So that's going to be very interesting to see what he does over here. The probe is still here, though, so it's going to be looking to build something, most likely. We'll be watching out for that. Other than that, the Mothership Core is going to be defending from this Reaper. I didn't see where that Zealot went. The Reaper probably killed it off. Let's look in the units lost. No, it actually did not die. There's that Stargate. So that's going to be really interesting to see because we don't know. Yeah, I mean, Polt obviously knows nothing about that. He thinks he scouted everything, I believe, at this point. He's not, well, I mean, if he drops a scan in the main, then he's definitely going to know there's something up because there is almost no infrastructure here. sOs is trying to gain a really, really good economic lead with this, what I assume to be Oracle. And if you check the production tab here, we do not have an engineering bay from Polt. We do have a good marine count that's positioned well-ish to defend from it, but with Stimpaks just being started and the Oracle already being started, it's very unlikely Polt's going to see this coming until it is in his base. Alright, and let's see what we've got going over here for SOS now. Forge has been started, so he's definitely looking to go into quite a long game here. Push actually coming out for Polt, and this could be really bad with all his Marines leaving. Yeah, that Oracle's gonna fly in. It's gonna be spawning right about now, yep. So that's gonna fly in, and it's gonna be able to do a lot of damage at this point. The Reaper, not gonna be able to get anything done. So he really is not going to know until right about now. And now he sees that, and he's just scrambling to get back. He knows there's nothing to defend from this right now. The engineering base just finishing up, but that's obviously very late. Any upgrades started? Okay, he does have armor coming up here, so that could be a pretty decent upgrade. Not any real warp gate count though, so we won't be seeing too much as far as that goes. Not a whole lot of units going to be coming out from SOS anytime soon. Let's check the units lost tab. He was able to get see 10, so like 9 or 10 workers. Just the mineral count. Oh, it's because of the Reaper. Yeah, so he's lost a Reaper and 9 probes. So that is fairly big, and if you look on the minimap, you can see that SOS's map presence is really good, whereas if we're to look at, say, Polt here, he really does not have any map presence. He's just trying to stay back and defend from this Oracle the best he can. And SOS is doing a really good job. The gateways have been thrown down, along with another pylon. It wouldn't be surprising to see him go drop the 3rd base about now. His income is quite good. Pulse is actually ahead in the minerals, but very behind at the gas. And obviously the harvester count, he is 14 behind. So far, we see 49 probes, 1 zealot, 3 stalkers, 2 sentries, an oracle, and a mothership core from SOS. Pretty good composition for now, and there's going to be a proxy pylon just to try and harass this 3rd one that comes up, since he knows that it's the most likely place. Paul's going to be scouting out with a factory right now, not too uncommon when you're playing bio. And he's going to be going up to a total of 6 gates. That's going to be a pretty large amount, and if he comes out with big pillars, that could be quite hard for Polt to hold. See, can't quite kill off that Oracle there either. They're just so dang fast. And now he's also got his main base completely visionized, I guess, whatever you want to use there, or word you want to use. Oh, I didn't even realize he had a Twilight Council. Oh, it's right there. Guess I should have seen that. So he's just going to completely skip the Robo, which you usually see first, and just go straight for the Twilight Council from the Templar Archives. And he's going to have 6 warp gates now, like I said, and he's just going to be making sure that Polt really can't get any damage done, which he honestly can't. The Zealot warping in over here to go ahead and check for that 3rd, which of course did just get started. So SOS is doing a great job of just being out on the map, making sure he knows everything that's going on, and he's the one being the aggressor, not Polt. Which is something Polt usually really likes to do. He does see this army right now, though, and he sees it's not too strong. We can also look at the upgrade for Polt's army right now. Upgrades he obviously is behind on, but the medevac count being as it is pretty decent at the moment. Yeah, he has the potential to fight this army, but in all honesty, it's really not going to happen. With these High Templar being here, they can also feed back the medevacs and just completely drain them with energy. Very unlikely he would get anything done if he decided to go attack. And the Oracle is also going to be placing this spell on his army, so SOS can always know where that army's at for the next little bit. I actually don't know how long that takes to wear off. See if it'll tell me on that Oracle. Yeah, 60 seconds, so for a whole minute, he's going to know exactly where Polt's army is. Oh, a couple good storms hitting that army. And Polt is just severely weakened right now. He needs to get a few bunkers up and possibly even cancel this 3rd, because it's barely over halfway done right now. And SOS's army is substantially bigger, and he can keep warping in from over here, like we're seeing him do. It's just going to be too hard to defend this 3rd, I think, and he may have to go ahead and cancel that. Yeah, SOS is also finishing up his 3rd, so Polt is severely behind. He needs to get some drops going or something just to get back into this game. I do believe we're going to see a cancel on that 3rd right now. There's just no way he's going to be able to get that up. hallucinated Phoenix coming in. He's going to go ahead and scout out Polt's army. The storms, they have the potential to really change the fights, but without the meat of Colossus, I guess, storms are going to be something that he's really going to have to rely on, which isn't the best thing necessarily. And in the production tab, we do see it. He has the robotics bay about completed, and that's when we're going to see the Colossus production start to come into play. Also, do we have Zealot Charge coming out yet, or has it been researched? I actually don't know. I don't believe that it's been researched yet. So Polt's just gotta start getting some map presence like we're seeing him do. He's not gonna be able to engage this army for a very, very long time, most likely. Especially with the third base being up for SOS, and his mineral income is about 600 to 700 higher. Gas income supposed to even. Oh, and he even warps. He even gets a 10+ into an Archon at the right time. That's just gonna delay Polt's army even further from doing anything. A Photon Overcharge forced on the Nexus, but even that I don't really think was necessary. I guess he just didn't want to use those storms quite yet. Polt's just trying to do what he can to even up this resources lost. And it's actually not that far behind. He's only about 300 minerals behind. But, oh, this Warping main, that's pretty huge at the moment. And those Zealots going to be cleaning up quite a bit in there. The resources lost is actually favoring Polt now. But with the income that SOS has and the tech lead that SOS has, he can really afford those quite easily. This command center, or orbital command now, I guess, is just barely going to be picked up. Polt's actually checking for. No, it's just going to kill that pylon. I was going to say, Polt can. There's no way that fourth is going to be up already. And here in that income tab, we can see it's about 1,000 minerals higher right now. That's just that is too big of a lead for Polt to be able to deal with. He needs to get this third started, and he needs to get mules just like crazy. This Marauder is going to go ahead and pick up the pylon, and the whole army is against him. And units lost, again, still favoring Polt, but not enough to swing this game around. Because those 600 minerals he's leading by in about 30 seconds, SOS already has those minerals back. 2 Colossi out on the map right now, which is really huge. And there's a lot of meat to this army with the Zealots too, so this army cannot be killed, and it is very good at killing, which is definitely not good for Polt. Oh, and he's going to land his base here. This is just really not good for him. He knew there was a pylon over there, so he didn't want to go land there. This was even worse of an idea. I definitely don't think that was a good idea by Polt to try and go there. He was able to pick up the orbital command and save it, but going in for a flank on this army, he might be able to actually win this fight. If Polt wins this fight, that is actually very game-changing. These Colossus, they need to go down. He is pushing this back. I actually can't believe that the lead that SOS had. Oh my gosh. Polt cleaned up everything there. That was a huge fight. He now has almost a 3,000 mineral lead, and the units lost. And as much as SOS can replenish that army quickly, that was still just a very inefficient fight to take. He was very behind on his upgrades though too, which is important to note. Polt starting on his, let's see what upgrades he's got total. He's got 2-1 now, and I believe that's going to be 2-2 in just a moment. Or maybe, yeah, it's going to be 2-2 in a moment, and his 1-1, or no, he's got 3-1. Okay, that's why. So that upgrades weren't really lacking. He just didn't have the weapons. Supply count right now is actually in favor of Polt, and the lead SOS has this really just is kind of a weird position for SOS to be in. He's got this third that he might actually have a hard time defending if this army decides to congregate and then go attack, but right now it's just kind of everywhere. And Polt's being, I'm missing quite a bit on one of my first guesses, I guess. The drop to the main that looked like it was 4 medevacs full. Storms were able to clean it up, I believe. And yeah, that helps the resource loss a little bit to go back to clear SOS. Another big engagement on this side of the map. Polt's spread pretty good, and these Marauders are very hard to kill. He'll be able to kite back those Zealots for as long as he wants to. The problem right now is that the Blink Stalkers, another little infantry group coming in from the north side. 3 Colossus here, that should be enough. Yeah, that's going to go ahead and push back Polt's army, which right now, let's see what he's got. He's down to 11 Marauders and 10 Marines, and he's got this completely exposed third base. So he needs to get these units over here right now to try and take out this army, but it looks like SOS is going to force another lift. It's been a very back and forth game the last couple minutes. He's got to get something done here, though. He's got to be able to fight this army. If he loses this third, that can very well be game ending, because which he's going to. Yep, there's the GG out for Polt. So we just saw a little bit of too much. Polt let the SOS get away with a bit too much. So ultimately, too much infrastructure, too much tech, and too much economy for Polt to be able to deal with. He really only had the one good fight that went in his favor as far as big fights go. It looked like it could have turned around the game, but it just wasn't quite enough. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this cast, and I'll see you guys next time for Game 2 of Polt versus SOS.